my front door, this helicopter came over top of the pine trees again. It spun around, and I went inside, and I had a knife. I put a knife in my pants, and I had a copy of a book called Rule by Secrecy by Jim Mars. It's about the pyramids and the Trilateral Commission and the Freemasons. And I went outside, and this helicopter was flying around in my backyard, and all of a sudden it turned around and it looked at me, and when I did, I showed this book to the helicopter, and as soon as it saw this book, this thing took off and went down the river and disappeared. I went to Bill Park one day, and I was swinging on the swings. Suddenly, this person I'd never seen before come walking out. Stood on the end of the swings. I stood there. I slowed down some. I stopped. He looked at me and says, "Are you Dave Allison?" I said, "Yes." "Do you know a woman named Ginger Frances Longley?" I said, "Yeah. I've known her since I was 4 years old." He said, "She told me you got a record about a band called Tyrannosaurus Rex. Prophets, seers, and sages, and the angels of the ages." I said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "I also have a copy of My Children Were Fair with Flowers in Their Hair, but now they're content to wear stars on their brows, and a copy of Unicorn." He said, "Oh yeah? You want to go for a ride?" He was a pretty amazing person. I've seen some interesting stuff a couple times. This is the first poem I ever wrote. I wrote this for a girl when she graduated from high school. This is called Serendipity Zephyrs. The most beautiful emotion of which we are capable of experiencing is that of the mysterious ocean of existence cocooning. It is a riddle. It beckons us. It is our liberation. This cosmic sense of religious animism, it ventilates our emotions with songs. Speaking tongues, we shatter our abstractions, alchemically embracing poetry. Radically innocent, we are silence, love's body, sound dancing, a magic art of walking, a divine androgyny, with a femininity as spacious as the Dymaxian ocean's sky, and a masculinity as wild as the solar wind. I did draw him one night with ink pen. All split things and put a well on the kid and stuff, drawing and stuff. Ah, man, nice drawing. He did a bunch of stuff, man. He had a character called the Zen Bear. Did lots of versions of it and stuff like that. He had Moby Bear, he had a bear's body and a whale's head. I haven't learned how to recognize what certain planets are, things that are predictably there in the atmosphere and things like that. Or whether they're talking about, extraterrestrial craft or metaterrestrial, multi-dimensional or secret police or what, I don't know. I don't know why they asked me any of those things, but they did ask me that stuff. They let me come home. This character, this creature, is supposed to be, they describe it some places as the Frog Boy, where they think that the secret government laboratory in Ohio has some experiments that maybe went wrong. Some of these beings got out. Did you know that there's some places people think that those creatures that they call the Greys were that when the governments were earlier starting certain kinds of experiments with spacecrafts and that it affected people to change their atomic structure or what they would look like? Some other people think that they did certain kind of genetic experiments that went kind of haywire. This one's called Flash of Genius, Spirit of Place. Sitting on a chair, pen in hand, I look out my window, transparent glass. Gnats fly around and walk on the window pane. Temperature inside and outside are not the same. Sun glowing, river flowing day. Winter frozen riverbanks with ice edges that grow out to where ducks play. Halfway between my window's sight of day and the river trees over by the way, electric power lines drape across the sky, with all the similarities of sheets of notation paper lie. 80-foot brown frozen trees by the river's edge, fully grown roots in the sky touch the notation's edge. Bank of tree trunks, no, bark of tree trunks, branches, stems, and winter buds seem to be a score entitled Music of the Spheres. Winter is not a bore. While I ponder how to include a fuzzy, playful squirrel and seagull in this poem, the poetic muse arrives center stage. Outside my window pane in the sky, above the flowing winter river day, flies a black eagle with a white head, glowing and flowing through the living day, circles twice over the riverbed, flies south into the heart of the sun and goes away, back to forever, leaving the electronic sound page of Music of the Spheres. Winter is not a bore, spontaneous and unpredictable, snowflakes galore, serendipitous treasure discovered inside a storm. When I become aware I am a part of the notation, Music of the Spheres, winter is not a bore. I really like that one a lot. Secret government motherfuckers.